The tier list and reviews for Mast Innocent Maid are finally out on most of the websites, so let's go over the tier list and where she is standing right now, and once again if anything has changed from the initial impressions. As usual, hello degenerates, welcome back to the Waifus, I am Sefhi, your favorite gambling addict. Today we're gonna be talking about Mast Innocent Maid, and we're gonna be going over multiple of the tier lists, mostly Prime, Nika GG, and of course our own tier list to see where she is standing right now. So I'm gonna be going first over the other ones, and then we'll go over ours last, okay? Let's start with Prime, and we'll go into the bossing one. I do not like low deficit. The low deficit one in my opinion is as bad overall because low deficit, it does not matter what you use, and I don't like it. I still think this should be removed and just be like a campaign one or high deficit bossing on PvP, but this is my opinion. When it comes to bossing, as you can see, she's on an SS level category for everything but PvP. I do not do PvP, so I will not be talking about that. So let's go over the review a little bit here and let's check the pros and the cons for Mast. Now they did both Story 5 read it. I have not read anything in Nike in a year and a half probably or more, but if you're telling me that they actually smash, I might be going over this character and reading her bond story because that is enough for me to read. Just like for example Delta or other characters that you actually end up with. Blank and Nord 2.0 because of their insane heals, Tianaga inverse best duo with M Anchor for non-core bosses. I can agree, unless there is something really weird with calculations or in general with the way we read the kids. Overall, both of them should be meta support duo for Elysion. Now, clearly they are going to be competing with Vanish, with Tianaga and everything we have in there, but they're kind of more expensive duo units, or they are more situational if you will, mostly because they are both 40 seconds. If you only have Mast, she's more complicated to slot into a team compared to something like Naga or like Nor, right? So when it comes to Mast, I would compare her to Blank and to Tia. She is the one that is like, she's good, but you prefer to use her with the other team members, right? Cuteness overload doesn't require specific overload lines to perform, makes SBS great again and makes Alice great again. I don't think they've ever been irrelevant or bad units, but I can see why we're talking about this with Mana or with recent characters being really strong like Rapid Red Hood. But even with this, Rapid Red Hood is still the strongest character in the game. And then Cindy is just for specific elements. I think at this point we just have like really strong characters for specific elements. For Wind you have your SBS, for Electro you have your Cindy, for Iron Red Hood, and then for everything, literally you have Rapid Red Hood because she's stupid. It's a character that makes no sense. With Crown or Anchor can exceed 100% of the speed for infinite ammo, a lot of caster attack buff which work well for defenders as they do on attackers, distribute damage with functions as damage taken, critical rate and critical damage are good for bosses without core attacks that cannot or hit like skills damage. I agree with this, but the problem is that crit is still something that shift up. Either needs to rework or they need to keep releasing characters that can really give a lot of crit rate and crit damage. If not, it's just not worth investing into your gear. Into these characters, it is worth it. And then Gatrix, why so many pros? That's fine, a great character requires a lot of pros. I think I was lazy and I had like 3. So better to put more than to just have less. We'll go over mines later. When it comes to the cons, 10-10-10 supporter requires another 10-10-10, which is Anchor as a pair to work. Attack buffs are common and easily diluted. New characters are getting so much attack on their own. Asuka, Quincy, Rapid Red, like all of these characters are just getting too much attack that even though these buffs are good, they're starting to be diluted and less desirable. But still pretty good. Buffs needs to ramp up, limiting her power in short battles. Rips your wrist if you use her with Alice. A lot of caster attack, which is like heavy investment dependent. Longest guide ever. Totally a scientific journal. Did you find the Easter egg? I don't know what the Easter egg is, and I haven't checked the full guide, which I assume is this one. Yes. I love you guys at Prime 1. I am not reading all that. Investment tips. She goes from a 7-10-7 to a 10-10-10. I kind of agree with this. I think, and even though I'm still recommending 7-10 on all of them, you can leave a skill 1 at 7. She can be like a 7-10-10, and you can leave a skill 1 there because even though the attack is good and the critical rate is good, a level 7 is enough that you can benefit from this and you don't go broke because it's expensive. Like, we cannot afford to be building all characters 10-10-10, even if they are recommended there, right? So I would go 7-10-10 if you don't have a lot of resources right now. And when it comes to gear investment though, elemental attack and max ammo as ideal and passable hit rate. I disagree with this for one simple reason. I've talked about this. It's not worth investing into her re-rolling for elemental and attack. much even less 4 lines. Now it's ideal, so you know, as an ideal thing, yeah, surely. But at the end of the day, this is like wasting your rocks, re-rolling for elemental and attack on Tia. It's the same thing. Like, if you are re-rolling and using rocks, you are not gonna be doing it on Tia. You're gonna be doing it on your main DPSs, right? On characters that can really take advantage of those big numbers, right? So I would not bother with going for this. I would just get hit rate and max ammo. Nothing else. Just do a couple rocks in there, see what you get, and that's it. She doesn't benefit as much, and she works without that heavy investment into the gear specifically. And then Resilience or Bastion, which absolutely agree. I'm using her with the Resilience because I don't have overloaded gear, so sadly, I cannot use Bastion yet. Now, that's it about Prywen. I can agree with this. We need to wait for Anchor, but I think overall she's gonna be on like a 0.5, perfectly fine. No issues, maybe a T0 depending how good they are. But yeah, I can agree with this. So let's move into Nikkei and see where they have put her and what they recommend to build her. Alright, switching now to Nikkei. I'm pretty sure they put her on a similar place, if I am not blind. Yes, there she is, SS as well. Putting her on a 777 for the skills, or a 10-10-10 as well. Now, they put her on a 7.5 for PvP, which is surprisingly. I think Prywen was putting like a B, which is much lower in terms of where she would be. Still, I don't care about PvP, so honestly, I don't care about discrepancies there. So if we compare them to the other pairs of supports we have in the game, most likely I'm gonna be doing some changes tomorrow as well as we get the new girl. Most likely, I'm not sure yet where I'm gonna be putting them, but for the most part they will stay on 0.5 for a few days, and then we'll see if they deserve to be going a little bit higher into the T0 or not. And when it comes to Nikkei, I don't think they said anything else outside of, you know, mediocre on her own. However, with Anchor, they become the best buffers for distribute damage DPS Nikkes. Even outside of distribute damage, they are very potent offensive buffers. I don't think she's mediocre on her own, I think she's good on her own. Even without Anchor, she's doing already really good in terms of buffing your team and providing with a lot of utility. It's just a matter of, you know, she's 40 seconds, so you need another B2. She is stunning herself every third rotation for 10 seconds, which can fuck up your team compositions. And if you don't have Anchor, you need another B2 that is 20 seconds specifically. You cannot be running 240 seconds if it's not from the same squad, so she doesn't get completely destroyed. Outside of that though, even on her own, she's doing really well and providing amazing buffs. That said though, I agree with both of the tier lists, putting her on like an SS, which would be the equivalent on like a 0.5 most likely here, 0.5 T0 for them. I'm not sure what it would be on those. As usual guys, tier lists are nothing but a reference. You should be testing the characters yourself and checking why they're good or why they are bad. Not just like, oh, T0, perfect, I'll use her. Oh, T1, I don't like it, or T4, I don't like this character, right? Always nice to have as a reference, but nothing else. No tier list is a Bible, okay? Don't take them as that, so don't go just following them blindly. All that yapping aside, that's gonna be it for this video. I just wanted to go a little bit over the final verdict on when Mast it is on her own. I'm pretty happy with her. I would recommend pulling one copy if you can afford it, considering we are getting tomorrow a new banner and then a collaboration in a couple of weeks, right? If you can afford it, I would recommend putting one copy of each, but then again, it's expensive and they are not limited, so up to you if you want to put them on the wish list and get them later down the road. All that said, that's gonna be it for this one. As usual, love you all bossos, have a great day, good luck with your pull dinner needs, and see you in the next one.
役立たずは楽園から追放するのみ。ブランとノワールのショータイムです。天地万物を切るとはこういうことだ。